Viktor Frankl said somebody who has a purpose can survive anything. And my father was very determined, that the determination to survive, and not just to survive, to rebuild. And I think he struggled with it every single day, and every day made a conscious decision not to allow himself to fall into, depression. He There was a group of people in Melbourne, known as the Buchenwald Boys, who had all been liberated from this concentration camp, and they had a bit of a club. And my father, for a time, was part of that club, and then decided after one particular meeting where I think he got quite drunk, that he didn't want to have anything to do with them anymore. And again, I think it was a conscious decision on his part to say, no, when I'm hanging around with these people, I'm experiencing emotions that I don't want to, and I would rather not do that. So I'm going to stay away from this group, and I'm going to, in my own way, push myself forward. So on one hand, I guess that's a tribute to some internal strength on his part. But then you say, okay, that's a positive. The negative is it was, it became the culture in my family that we don't talk about bad things and we don't talk about emotions. We suppress bad emotions. And so you think about, what did I get from my family? A determination to build, to create, to innovate. I think that's something that I got from my father. But the other thing that was that we didn't even know what we didn't know. In our family, we don't talk about anything bad. And again, I've learned a lot in the past few years about this and developed my own ability to talk about bad things and talk about things that are difficult to talk about. And I'm very fortunate to have done that. But I can see that it came from a place where that was suppressed, which means I had an upbringing that was, I don't know, emotionally challenged. I don't know what PC term we might use for that. I can think of some other terms that are less complimentary.
So much to unpack from what you just shared. Thanks so much for doing that. And like for me personally, I could see a lot of, like, even Frankl at the end of his book